2 The Redline Productions proudly presents today's 2 The Redline review was made possible in part by
Hey YouTube. Well, today let's take a look at this 2008 Mercedes-Benz E350 4Matic sedan. Now, the E-Class is pretty much one of Mercedes' best sellers, right below the C-Class is what I'm presuming. This generation, 2008, actually came out in 2003. 2007 is actually when they gave the car a thorough refresh, and also 2006 is when they gave it a new V6, and 2007 is when they introduced the new V8 engine in this car. Anyways, for 2008, this one's really clean. It only has 62,000 miles. 4Matic on the badge, but the 4Matic badge on the back designates that this one is the all-wheel drive model. If you don't get all-wheel drive, this car is just rear-wheel drive. This particular color is kind of just like your grayish bronze color. I believe Mercedes calls it flint gray metallic or something like that. But anyways, this one's in really good shape. E350 is kind of like represents the mid-trim. There's 4 different engines available on this bad boy. There's the 3.5 V6, which this one has. There's the 3.2 liter V6 diesel. There's the 5.5 liter V8, which I kind of wish that's what I had here to show you. Or there's probably the E63 AMG, the one that I really wish I had to show you guys. But anyways, this one represents one of their top sellers, an all-wheel drive V6. And it's a very nice luxury sedan. This and the 5 Series, they're the big rivals, the 2 best sellers, and they represent the some of the bread and butter of their respective makes. Coming to the interior, this one does have a black leather interior with your your light wood accents, I guess not really dark wood accents. And being a Mercedes, this one does have your navigation, but it does not have the smart key access system. It's just, this is the key that it comes with. It's almost like a fancy version of the Chrysler keys that I see. Of course, with the little bit nicer, this key feels more solid than anything that Chrysler put in their cars. But you can see there, no push button start or anything, so you just turn the key, insert it. Starts right up though. Very nice sounding V6. And of course, being a Mercedes, the doors sound like a bank vault when they shut, and the windows, all 4, are automatic up and down. Now let's get some air on because it's very hot in here. You can see with the interior, this car's interior is definitely what's dated about it. I mean, you can tell that it dates back to 2003 just from the way that everything's controlled. This one does have the navigation system, like I said. And it's not a touch screen. It almost looks like a touch screen, but it's you try to touch back here. That's not how it works. You actually have to use the little hard buttons or whatnot. Stereo system. This one is just the Harman Kardon premium sound system, and it sounds pretty decent. I'm not gonna fully demonstrate it, but I'm gonna go over the interior quality. I'm still kind of learning. I'm not too familiar with Mercedes. Like, I would rather have a BMW any day over Mercedes, but I don't know, there's a pretty loyal following that goes after that 3-pointed star, and there's something about being able to see that while you're driving, I guess, gives people a sense that they're driving a really expensive car. But nonetheless, this is a Mercedes, so the interior is very nice. Soft touch dash materials everywhere. It's even soft touch there. The glove box is damped, and it's not really lined with felt, but it's kind of small. Actually, that glove box is very small. Soft touch down here. It's even soft touch over here as well. It's leather stitched there. You have a little storage compartment there with your cup holders and whatnot. And there's your Bluetooth system for the car. It's kind of weird how it's a separate piece. The steering wheel isn't very fat. It's actually just, I mean, this isn't the sport model. It doesn't have the sport package or anything like that. This is kind of like the luxury model. The door panels are all soft touch plastic, and they put the seat controls over here, which I'm not surprised they did. There's no space here for them. And it took me a little bit of a while to get used to. And what I like about it is that's actually the headrest adjusts. The headrest actually goes up and down with power. That's a very Mercedes thing. There's your mirror controls, memory seats, soft touch right here where your elbows goes, and then down here it's covered in a felt material. It's not necessarily soft touch. But there are a couple things about it that's very Mercedes. I mean, the fuel gauge is kind of hard to read. I almost thought, I mean, it has a half a tank, but I almost couldn't tell. Like, I wasn't sure if it was the black segments that you look out of the white ones. Maybe that's just me. The turn signal lever is very Chrysler. I don't know if this is a Chrysler or a Mercedes parts, but for one, I kept tapping this, thinking it was the turn signal, but in all reality, this is the cruise control. But it's all the way down here, and this turn signal stock, I've seen it on Chryslers before. I'm not sure if that's a Mercedes part or a Chrysler part. But nonetheless, you can see that there is a little bit of that. I mean, Mercedes and Chrysler, when this car came out, that was kind of a point where Mercedes had share with Chrysler, and they were Daimler-Benz, Daimler-Chrysler, and whatnot. The backseat of this car is a pretty good size. There's a very large center tunnel there for the transmission hump, but That's for the drive shaft, not the transmission hump. Soft touch panels do carry over, and you do have rear side airbags, so it's a very nice interior. Coming into the back seat, you do have air vents back here, and there is a power retractable up and down sunshade back there. And of course, your cup holders are over here, which are pretty puny, traditional of a European car, but it's a fairly nice back seat. But if you need more space, the S-Class is definitely the step up you need to go. The trunk actually opens with a nice touch of a button, and it actually opens fully for you. But it's a fairly good-sized trunk, which is important because people in this type of class of car definitely want a big trunk. So that's really important. No spare tire under here. I'm wondering if it's underneath the car. But I couldn't access from there. You probably have to go a little bit further underneath those panels. But a really nicely finished trunk, cargo net right there. And this one does not have the power closing feature though. And here is Mercedes' 3.5 liter V6. This engine was actually all new for 2006 for this vehicle. It makes 268 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. Essentially, it replaced the old 3.2 liter V6, which made 224 horsepower. In terms of output, it's actually a little bit behind in the class. I mean, a 535i makes 300 horsepower, but this is the standard engine as opposed to the 528i, which actually made less power than this. But it does move the car out fairly nicely. The heavier all-wheel drive system does make it slower, but this car is not a sports sedan, it's a luxury sedan. All right, well, let's go on to see how this 2008 Mercedes E-Class E350 drives. Very nice interior, and you actually have pretty good views. The A-pillars here are surprisingly thin. The mirrors are a little bit small, but most luxury cars like that. The hood is just very long in this vehicle. It's got a very long hood, and you can see the three-pointed star, like I said before. But yeah, in terms of acceleration, the car definitely feels a little bit sluggish, just because it's got the heavy all-wheel drive system. And this car feels big in comparison to a 5 Series. This car just feels very big, and even I've driven a C-Class. Also, the C-Class feels just as big as this car. Well, I mean, it feels a little bit bigger, but Mercedes just always feel big to me. This car does have a 5-speed automatic though. The 4Matic models still came with a 5-speed auto. The rear drive models had a 7-speed automatic, which was new for then. And it moves the car moves out very well. I mean, 268 horsepower is essentially the same you get in most family sedans with a V6 nowadays. So Mercedes actually still uses this engine in the current generation, which debuted in 2010. And I definitely think that they need to, I'm not sure if they update. I know that there's a 300 horsepower version of this engine in other cars. I'm not sure if it's in the new E-Class yet. I could be wrong. I have to double check that. But I mean, everything else about this car is nice. The ride is pillowy. I mean, this is a luxury sedan. This car rides really well. I mean, it's the kind of car that you would, put your in-laws in, take them on a long road trip, pick them up from the airport. It's got the space in the trunk and the back seat. The car does have a comfort and a sport mode setting. Honestly, it's in sport mode now. I'll put it into comfort mode. I don't really notice a difference. It has nothing to do with the suspension. It's just to do with the transmission programming, which it does. Even in sport mode, I did notice it hesitates to downshift. It just doesn't want to downshift out of 5th gear or overdrive gears. But I mean, this isn't a sports sedan. I have to keep telling me that. But I mean, just for my taste, I would probably get a 5 Series or even an Infiniti M over this. I haven't driven the new E-Class yet, which I do like the looks of it a lot, because this one you can tell is very dated feeling in the way it drives, but I mean, it's an E-Class. It has a loyal group of followers, and it's one of Mercedes' top sellers. I mean, people who can't afford to go to the S-Class but don't necessarily want the plebeian C-Class, they choose this. But anyways, guys, if you are in the market for one of these pre-owned luxury sedans, find one that's in good shape like this one. They're really nice cars, actually, and if that's something that you're looking for, something like this, you'll definitely be happy. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Yeah, here's some legal stuff for you. The views and opinions expressed in the following video may not necessarily reflect those of the title holding automotive dealer or the entity they represent. All videos are filmed with permission by a professional driver on a set course with the collaboration and assistance of local law enforcement authorities. Do not attempt. Logos and brandings of vehicle manufacturers, dealerships, and online social media sites are the sole property of their respective representation used with permission. The Redline logo, soundtrack, and web resources, as well as all other associated media, are copyrighted intellectual property of The Redline LLC. All rights reserved.